Hello and welcome. My name is Michelle. I am your emotional resilience coach, and today we're going to talk about some of the damaging effects of betrayal. And betrayal, I think, is one of the absolute hardest things that we can go through as human beings because our whole world shatters. Everything that we thought we knew, everything we thought we understood, everything we thought we believed, everything we thought that we loved and that was there and a solid grounding and a foundation and something we can lean on and trust, all of this is taken away from us and it leaves us floundering. Because not only have we now discovered that we maybe have an enemy now, but it shocks us to our core the extent that people will go to hurt us, to get back at us because maybe they didn't get their own way. Or it could be anything. Sometimes the answers never come. We don't know and we never understand why that betrayal has happened. And we can spin and we can look for answers and we can spend such a huge part of our lives trying to figure out what it was that we did. It's not like perhaps a trauma where there is a car accident or a trauma where there was a flooding or there was a drought that you lived through or there's an earthquake. It's not like that. It's so deeply personal. And that the reason why it's so deeply personal is why it rips at our very being. We feel like we are dying when we have been betrayed because we question our whole lives, because to a certain extent, our lives as we know it is dying. And we are now going to question everything. And it is so deeply damaging because what we immediately do is we make it mean something about us as people. We think that there is something that we must have done. Maybe we are somehow intrinsically flawed. We believe that there is something so deeply wrong with us that we must have deserved this. We must have brought this on into our lives somehow, some way. We are responsible. We take on this responsibility. And it is absolutely agonizing because we fight with ourselves, we condemn ourselves, we judge ourselves, we criticize ourselves, we get into the shame blame loop of it's them, and then we vacillate to no, it's me, it's something I did, or if I had, we should have, could have, would have done to, we get into this whole horrible place that we can't get out of, and we just feel this deep mess. We feel like we are drowning in our pain. And we feel that we have lost something completely, that almost like our innocence has been taken away from us because we come out sometimes a little bit jaded and a little bit cynical, and we feel like we've been through some sort of war. And the truth is that at least emotionally, we have gone through a sort of war. And I think sometimes we feel this is not right because there is a death that happens that we wish didn't happen within us, which is why we need to mourn. It's why we need to allow ourselves to go through that grieving process of anger, of crying, of bargaining, of that whole, when you've been in a betrayal, know that you are in a mourning. The mourning, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a life that you had before, the loss of what you believed in. It is absolutely traumatizing to experience. And this is a road that is difficult. This is a road that will stretch you like nothing else has ever stretched you in your life, because your brain is going to spend a lot of time in disbelief. Because this person that you believed loved you and had your back and was there for you and for all intents and purposes was your best friend, maybe it is a spouse, maybe it is a family member, maybe it is an actual friend that did this to you, it is going to leave you reeling. Because what happens is that betrayal makes you doubt love. And that is why it is so tragic. Which is why part of the healing process is for us to become inside and to heal ourselves within and to not look outside anymore and to learn to love ourselves anyway. And that is so hard because we go through this and we think, well, what is there to love? How can I love? Like, clearly this is about me. I'm not lovable. And the truth is, you are. Their actions had absolutely nothing to do with you. What they did, how they showed up, the decisions that they made, so many case reports that I've studied and people I've spoken to and interviewed, they don't have the answers. And the person who did it, they don't necessarily have the answers too, which is why there are no answers. They're not sure why they did what they did. We can assume that they would have come up with reasons in the moment to justify their actions. But often when asked after the fact, later, they don't always know themselves. They just know they came up with a story about why they did it and how and why to make it okay. And this is why it feels so absolutely shattering. It's because for all intents and purposes, your life has been shattered. But there is hope, and there is the other side. And the process of becoming through this is beautiful. Who you are going to be on the other side, or who you are if you've reached the other side, is something you in your wildest imaginings never thought possible. But you have to be open to two things. One, the grieving process, which is going to feel like a roller coaster ride. It is going to take you to heights and depths you never thought possible. And two, to build that relationship with you, to understand your worth, and to learn to love you anyway. That is going to be the most important relationship of your life, is to not abandon and betray you. Yes, it takes an incredible amount of time. It is a journey. Be open to the process. Just as much as that person who betrayed you is unfortunately capable of so much hurt and so much damage and so many lies and so many stories, and they almost have no remorse about what they've done to you, that's okay. That says a lot about who they are as people and not about who you are. So, are you ready? Are you going to take this journey back to you today and build a life, build a new beginning, build something that is better and greater than anything you ever experienced before? Because meeting you and waiting for you on the other side, I know I've been there more than once in my life, is somebody who is going to just take your breath away. It is going to be awe-inspiring. The person inside of you that you are going to meet, just waiting for you on the other side. I hope this has helped. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, the notifications button. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments below. Give yourself some love today. Give yourself a hug. Be gentle with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. It is a very, very tender place to be. And if you allow it, it's also very sacred. Have a most lovable, loving, caring, compassionate day that you can have.